Hello, my crafty friends. It's Erica here from Me to You Paper Crafts, and I'm coming to you with this really fun gatefold card. I found this on Linda Heller's stampingschool.com website, and it is a very cute card. It has this lovely circle on the front, and you could do ovals or squares, it doesn't really matter. And it's a gatefold card, but you have to bend the card back and then you open up these flaps to get to the inside of the card. So it kind of stands up too, which is kind of cool. So that is the card I want to show you how to make today. And again, I am using this fantastic Snailed It bundle. I am so in love with this. I am enjoying every aspect of this stamp set. It comes with a set of dies. Here they are here. And what I love about the dies is that you can create this adorable little envelope, which we're going to use today. This is what it looks like cut out. All of the dies have stitching on them. So look at this adorable little envelope. And then there's a postage stamp that you can cut out. I cut this out in red. I've got a red one and a white one. Not sure which one I want to use, but it's that beautiful postage outline there with a scalloped edge. And then it's got these adorable little mushrooms here. So I actually cut these out and put them on the envelope. Aren't they cute? So cute. And you could actually back them one on top of another if you wanted to. And there's a cute little tiny mushrooms here as well. There's some hearts, and the hearts are cool because they create kind of an embossed edging. And then you've got a little tiny envelope here. I also cut out some of these. They're really tiny, but they're kind of cartoony looking. And again, I don't know if you can see this, but again, they've got an embossed edge to them. So cute. And there is a little heart stamp, so you can stamp a little heart on top of the envelope. I can't say enough. And then there's this really cool cutout where you can put hello inside of it. And then I love this for the outside of my envelopes. Now, the great other thing about this stamp is that it comes with a pack of 12 by 12 paper. Just fantastic papers. I love the colors, really bright colors. And what is so cool about excuse me, about this paper is that on many of the papers you can actually take the die. So there's a die where you can cut this fellow out. And for these, you can either hand cut them, or I just use my circle punches and I punch these little guys out. And I punch these little guys out with circle punches. I used a 1 inch and a 1 1/4 inch punch to punch those guys out. So here's the one that you can cut out with the die. And then I have a whole bunch of other ones that I've cut out. And I just keep them, here they are, I just keep them in a little bag. And then I did a whole bunch at once. So, excuse me, so that I could pull them out whenever I wanted to. So you can cut out so many pieces in this. I was going to show you another piece here. There's a huge sheet of mushrooms. I love this sheet. Look at that. Isn't that spectacular? Look at these. These are so cute too with the mustache on it. These would have to be hand cut. This one cuts out, I think, with the die. And you could cut out these, I think you can use the die to cut out these little envelopes as well. So cute. I'm just loving the paper, and I love the backgrounds of the papers as well. There's these little snail trails. Aren't they cute? There's little hearts. There's little postage stamps. Look at those. So just a delightful paper. And if you have kids or grandkids, wouldn't this be a fun little project to do together, is to make some cards. All right, so I'm going to show you how to make this card. All right, so all of the cutting and scoring measurements will be on my blog, and the blog link will be in the video description below this video here. So you basically start with a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock. This is our thick Whisper White. We don't carry Whisper White anymore. It's been replaced with basic white. It's of equal quality. And I'm just using up my old cardstock here, and you can't tell the difference, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to pull out my scoreboard here. And so I'm also going to grab, if I have it handy here, yes, I have a little piece. I like to keep a little piece of wax paper. I always use wax paper. I just rub it lightly over my cardstock, and this just helps my stylus to glide nicely. Okay, so our measurements for scoring are, I'm going to do 2 3/4, so 2 3/4 here, 5 1/2, which is your center point, 5 1/2, and then 8 1/4. Now you don't have to do 8 1/4. You could rotate the cardstock and again do 2 3/4 from this side if that's easier for you. So 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and then 5 1/2 in the middle. This creates your gatefold. That's all the scoring that you need for this. Okay, so we will fold in our gates, and I'm going to pull out my bone folder and give this a burnish. And here's the other gate. And then the centerpiece actually folds back. Okay, you want to fold that back. And you don't have to score that one, or sorry, burnish that one, because it's not going to stay folded. Or it's not meant to stay folded, rather. Okay, so what's great about this set is the color combinations. So on this card I used the Bermuda Bay with the little mushrooms, and I did the mushroom theme. So there's a beautiful mushroom stamp, and I colored them with blends, and I add a little bit of Wink Castella. Really simple. And I used my Circles collections to create this centerpiece. Okay, today I'm going to do something more male related. So you're basically going to be cutting 4 pieces of designer series paper. They all measure the same, and 4 backings, okay? And all these measurements, like I said, will be on the blog. They're all the same. So you create 2 on the outside and 2 on the inside, okay? You could do them all the same if you wanted to, but I kind of like that when you open up the card, there's a bit of a difference on the inside, okay? All right. So basically we have to glue all of these together. So let me pull out my silicone mat. I love this mat. I've actually ordered another one because I use them all the time, and sometimes I get glue on them and then I've washed them and it's, you know, waiting to be dried, air dried. All right, so I'm just going to use Tombow glue because the matting is quite narrow, and Tombow gives you time to move it around if you need to. All right, so there's one. I'm going to do these for the front of the card. So those are to the front, and these are for the back. I actually cut these the wrong way. I wanted the scribbles to go in landscape mode, but I got distracted and then I cut it the wrong way. So I don't think it really matters. It's just a pretty pattern to go on the inside of the card. Oh, I just love these snails. They are just too cute. I don't like them in my garden, but I love them on these cards. We luckily don't have too much of a snail problem here, but I know my girlfriend who lives in Washington State, she gets snails a lot in her garden. Okay. So there are our 4 patterns, and basically what you're doing, very, very simple, you're going to put these 2 on the outside of the card, okay? But before you adhere these on the inside of the card, we have to do one extra thing, okay? So let me just glue these onto the outside. What happened to my glue? I put it away. Again, I like to use Tombow just so that I can get it nicely centered on there. If you hear that noise in the background, I don't know that it comes through on the video, but it's the fan to my propane fireplace. It's been fairly cold here in Victoria, and we got a huge dump of snow, which is certainly not a weekly event. It's one time in the season. Alright, so there we've got our front panels. Now, for the inside panels, we have to make our little mechanism that holds this center focal point on. So I don't know if you can see this, but you see there's this little piece of cardstock here. I've cut these 2 here. And I'm going to score these in half, fold them in half, and then I'm going to slip them underneath this cardstock here, underneath these panels. And then I'll be gluing the circle on top. Of course, I'm not doing a circle, I'm doing a square, okay? So let me pull out my scoreboard one more time. You could hand fold these, but they're a bit persnickety, so I'm going to score this at 3/4 because they're 1.5 inches wide. I should have done those earlier. That's okay. All right, let's give these a bit of a fold. Okay, so these are going to go, you're going to try and center them as best you can in here. Let's make sure I'm doing that right. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to glue this inside this piece. Just hold that down for a couple of seconds. And then let's do this side. So I'm going to try and line them up. Okay, so once they're glued down, you're now going to put this on the inside of your card, and you want to get it fairly close to this center score line here. Okay. So there's the left side. Now once they're in there, you're going to just bend it over. It's not quite lining up. It's kind of difficult to get them lined up, but I just fold over the front and then just give these another little crease here. Okay, because that's how you want it to be. Okay, so the insides will flip open like that. So just fold these over. And now you're going to put glue on here and then add your circle or square or whatever. So let's play with that next step. I have an idea of what I want to do, but so let's see. So I have a white and then I cut out a red. I wasn't sure what color. This is the big postage stamp. And then I cut out, you know, these little guys. I might just want one on the front. I was thinking of maybe doing the envelope, so I've already cut this out and I'm just going to fold these over on the score lines. They're already pre-scored, which is great when you cut it out. And look at that cute stitching on there. Just love that attention to detail. Okay, so there's my little envelope. Then there's also kind of like the label that you can cut out. There's a square, a rectangle that you can cut out as well. So adorable. Actually, I think I should have folded this. Remember, I'm always telling you that when you cut out your dies, there's definitely a right and a wrong side. This looks like the back side, so I should have folded it this way because the stitching looks better on this side. There we go. Okay, so you could choose to have the envelope like this, open on the front. Actually, I might have him sticking out. Oh my gosh, I think I like that. Look at that, how cute that is. So I don't think I'm going to use, I might use this on the inside on another envelope. I might do that on the inside. But this is what you can put on the front of the envelope. Yeah, this is the front here. I love when you have die cuts with the scored lines on there. See, this can go on the front like that, on the inside of the envelope maybe. See? Cute, eh? Okay, so I'm loving that a lot. So I think I will, I'm just going to put a few tiny dabs of glue here. Let's get my glue going. There we go. Let's glue that down. Close up that envelope. So cute. I'm going to slip him inside. And I got to make sure that sticks. And I had also cut out, there's a little die to cut out these tiny little hearts, and they're so cute because they've got some embossing on the side. I don't know if you can see that. I might pop him up with a little glue dot too. Let's just grab my grab a little, these are our small dimensionals, not glue dots, dimensionals is what I meant to say. Oh my gosh, isn't that cute? I think I'm going to glue him in there a little bit. I think I need a new tombow. So cute. Might put him on a bit crooked. Now, I may just have to make another card to use up all my other little bits here. Now, what else? Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if that was going to be big enough, so I cut out with my stitched square dies. I cut this, oh yeah, that'll fit on there, just to make it a tad bigger and to, excuse me, and to show him up. You know, I'm going to put a dimensional behind him and pop him up a bit. I'll use one of my larger ones. Oh, and I haven't even glued him on here yet, so let's stick this. There we go. Oh, I forgot to take the backing off. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to glue him on here. I'm going to put him on a bit crooked. I like crooked. Then I'm going to glue this onto here. Whoops. Now, if you have any of those googly eyes, you could put little googly eyes on here. And I do have some, but they're in my other room. So I might put them on afterwards, but that would be so fun, is to put some googly eyes on this snail. So darned cute. Okay, so once you've figured out what your central piece will be, you know, whether it's circles like this or squares or ovals, or you can try pretty well anything, then it's time to now glue it onto here. So all you need to do is to put on I will be getting out a new Tombow after this. And then you're going to glue this on and center it. Okay, you'll have to hold that down for a few minutes. So that's your card. So cute. So I hope you'll try and make one. Looked a bit complicated, but it really isn't. The key thing is, don't forget to glue the little closing mechanism underneath the inside panels. Okay, so there's your card. Let's make sure it works. Oh goodness, look at that. Isn't that sweet? Now, I like the panels in here because it creates a nice background for your center piece. This right-hand side is where, or if you're left-handed, this is where you can write your greeting, and you could add a few extra little things in here if you wanted to. Let's see, I could scatter a few more hearts in here, or let me go back to my little package in here. I have this, so we don't really have a greeting on here. So we could add, if it's a birthday card, you could add a greeting for birthdays and add this little present in there. You could also back this on another piece of cardstock. Use your layering circles framelets. I've got a hello and a bonjour in here. Oh, here's a little heart. I could just scatter a few more hearts in here. I had a few more hearts in here. Yeah, so this, I'm not going to do this as a birthday card. Actually, just a hello would be nice. Something generic. So you could just put a little hello in here and then write your greeting. I think I'll do that. And then on this side now, I know I have some more of those hearts. This is my little scrap bin here. I remember cutting these earlier for another project. So let's put a few more of these on. I'm going to pull down my tweezers. I like to use my tweezers. Make sure you look for the right and wrong side because it's got a nice little embossed edge on here. So we'll just do a few little scattered hearts on here. Now, you cannot ask for a happier, fun card to send in the mail. Send it just because. You don't have to have a reason for sending it. It's so fun to get a card in the mail for no reason. There you go. Oh, I put a bit too much glue on that. So I won't close that yet. So there you go. There's your card. There's your fun fold for the past Friday. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment. You can, my website is www.ericaedney.com. You can also search for me as From Me to You Paper Crafts. And if you'd like to purchase anything, remember we have a couple of weeks left for Celebration. So for every $60 Canadian that you spend, you can earn something for free. And we've got some absolutely beautiful things for free. Stamp sets and designer series papers. And don't forget to use the monthly host code for any order under $200. And then you'll be entered into a monthly prize draw. If your order is over $200, then you earn your own rewards. So there you go. Thanks once again. I hope you'll join me again next week. Bye for now.